I think it's going. We good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so Kevin, let's start off with, I'm Torsten Colson, and I'm the guy at TimeToken that handles the real estate side of the world. I've got my partner here, Greg, who's the founder. Greg, introduce yourself. So Greg's going to be here to,
Greg,
how are you?
Answer any good technical questions. My deal is here is to talk about TimeToken in general and about how it really is going to benefit the real estate world. So what we've done here at TimeToken is we've taken the blockchain technology and we're using that to help us raise funds to buy vacation rentals. Reason we chose to use that is to allow non-accredited investors to be a part of the vacation rental world. And we picked the vacation rental world. We've been a part of real estate for almost 14 years. I've done like 6,000 deals in real estate. So I could have picked a lot of different things from fix and flips to buy and hold in Louisiana or wherever. But what we decided to do was to use vacation rentals because it generates a lot of income. And it's pretty cool. Let's just be honest. It's a great company, really going after it. Is we've looked at the high-end vacation rental market. So like the property that we're standing in is here in Paradise Valley, Arizona, which is probably one of the wealthiest portions of Arizona, right next to, even more wealthier than Scottsdale.
I was just there. It's a nice area. Love it.
Okay, where'd you stay?
Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of the hotel. We shot a TV show at a country club there. It was very nice.
Okay, yeah.
So is that, are you going to do vacation rentals primarily in that area?
So we've looked at vacation rentals. We're going to start here because this is the area that we know. We've looked at parts of California, parts of, Nevada. If we can get into the Lake Tahoe area, it's got a little bit of issues of getting in there. But if we can take someone else's over, where we like to get into the Lake Tahoe area, Hawaii, anywhere that is a good destination area. As you know, Scottsdale, Arizona is a huge destination area. We got some of the best things that happen. Right now it's like 150,000 degrees out, but in the wintertime, it's amazing for golf and all that other good stuff. So we're starting
I live in Florida, and I know, for example, Orlando, the second most visited airport in the country, 47 million people that come through Orlando. So obviously there's lots of vacations happening there. It's obviously also a very competitive market. But so when I think of vacations, I think of certain areas. I'm not up to speed on the vacation. I mean, I know Tahoe, but tell me about the vacation side of Scottsdale, of where you are.
So the vacation side of Scottsdale. So come right about first off, once we get out of the summer months, once we start getting out of August, people are coming here because the weather is still warm. It still will be in the 90s come Halloween time. So we get a lot of people that just purely come here, tons of golf vacation trips and things like that. And then we start to roll into January, where we've got the Phoenix Open and the Waste Management. It's been called a few different places. But so that we get about a few hundred thousand, about 200,000 people that will go to the party on the golf course.
Okay.
And everything fills up. And then after that, we roll right into spring training. And spring training just blows up around here. I mean, you got people that are paying $200-300 for general admission tickets to their favorite spring training place. So all the vacation rentals are going to just really go off the hook in that time. And then we start rolling into the summertime. Summertime becomes a little bit slow, but you know what? If you've got a pool in the property, like in this property, we're having the pool re-pebble tech, retiled, put in heaters and things like that. You know, it still will attract people year round. Guys will still get up early in the morning and go out and golf. and things like that. So that's why Arizona, plus Arizona's our backyard. We've done deals here for, like I said, for the past 14 years. So we know it very well. It's also very secure for our investors to start here, and then as we grow.
Okay.
The good thing as we grow, like let's say we want to grow into Florida. I've got tons of contacts in Florida. I actually had mentor for one of the largest mentoring company. I've got other mentors in Orlando that I can pick up on the phone and say, hey, I need the best deal on a vacation rental. And they've got the inside track. Because you said it's competitive there, but I've got guys in those markets where they're competitive to get us the best deals.
So walk me through the fundamental financial structure of how an investor gets in, who's got the security. I mean, you're buying property. Where is, how does the cash flow go? Who's got the security, et cetera? Walk me through some of that.
Okay, so what we did, we started off as doing this fundraise. We went out and we got registered with the SEC to make sure that everything is squared away, because we're taking non-accredited investors on. So if someone wants to get in, they've got to go through Start Engine. That's the platform that we're using to raise the capital.
Is that an equity crowdfunding site?
It's yes, an equity Reg C, was that correct? Yeah. Reg CF.
Reg CF.
Crowdfunding. Yeah.
Okay. So you had to be in compliance with the SEC regulations, relevant to crowdfunding.
100%. We went through. We spent a lot of time and a lot of money getting to that point.
And so you're compliant now.
100% compliant. We're open. We've raised about $25,000 just through naturally or truly organically that way, and through a few friends and family from some small non-accredited investors.
Did Start Engine bring any action to you, or was it all your own people?
Start Engine did right at the beginning. They did bring us some action to kind of get things rolling. They have a handful of people that they reached out to and brought in a few investors that bought in it. The initial buy-in is $500, so I think they had a dozen or two 500 people that bought in for $500.
What's the minimum investment?
$500.
$500. Okay.
Yeah, and ultimately there are different phases in the fundraise. We're ultimately looking to raise $100 million. That's what we have registered with the SEC.
Gotcha.
So that's where we're going.
Okay.
So as you know, when you get into these fundraisers, there's a lot of different things, rules that we got to follow. So a lot on how investors are going to get returns and things like that. You can see that on the Start Engine site. I sent them that info in. So I can't talk too much about it. I can talk generally about TimeToken. The investors, they're going to be part of the rental income. That's where they're getting their returns.
Okay.
They're going to receive the majority of the rental income profit.
If for some reason your business is not successful, do any of the investors, is the underlying real estate, where is the underlying real estate in terms of the asset? Who owns that?
TimeToken owns that.
Okay.
So TimeToken owns that. So where do we go with if things don't go sideways? We go to start to liquidate, the properties, and that's where, from different crowdfundings that I've looked at, they've got nothing at all to liquidate. But when you're talking about a piece of real estate, we can liquidate it even at a discount to still more than what we paid for the property.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's an appreciating asset over, like I said before, we could go into the deep, darkest, cheapest place around and get really good cash flow properties. I can go buy properties for $20,000 tomorrow. They get $500 a month to rent. But if I need to liquidate because things aren't going right, now I can maybe liquidate that for 10 grand. It's not appreciating asset.
Right.
Where if we think of this property that we're in right now, you know what? We're probably into this thing for about $850,000. Where's it going in a few years?
Right.
$1 million plus. Let's say it's up to $1 million, $2 million, $3 million in 3 to 5 years, and we need to liquidate. We can still liquidate for $1 million, but we only were into it for $850. So
right.
That's where
Gotcha.
Gives them security.
So what? I mean, there's obviously other people doing what you do. What is the unique positioning of yourselves on, why invest in Time Zone?
So the reason to invest in TimeToken, the biggest thing is why we did it this way. Instead of going out and doing a REIT or putting a PPM together and just raising money, we could have easily gone to a handful of investors, raised $1 million here, $1 million here. We could have grabbed all the cash we needed to and went out there, but all those investors would be accredited investors. It doesn't give the opportunity for the little guy to be a part of this. So the guy that works at U-Haul, the guy that works over at the UPS store that has saved money out of his paycheck and wants to invest in $1 million real estate property, he can't unless he comes to a guy like us. We take non-accredited investors. He can put up $500. He can put up $1,000.
Right.
He can now he's got the confidence to grow to whatever he wants to do, because I can tell you we can walk into 10 UPS stores and we're going to find 5 or 6 guys that want to be entrepreneurs, and they're just in that place. And now they're like, hey, I just invested in $1 million, company that owns $1 million vacation rentals. Now he's got the confidence maybe to go start his business.
Okay.
So
and now does an equity owner get any benefit above and beyond his equity in terms of being able to have access to the rentals, something to make them feel like owners?
So at this point, we don't have that set up. What we do have is, so the next part of our technology is we've got a usage token. So if you want to come and stay into one of my rental properties and you're coming out of Europe and you don't want to go through like the American cash exchange and lose money this way, that way, what you can do is you can buy a cryptocurrency token and you can use that to stay into my properties. So that's a separate thing. We've toyed around with the idea of that potentially as a bonus, giving some of the usage tokens or a discount on the usage tokens to be able to come in and stay in the properties. But we don't have that lined out when we were held back from when we were doing the SEC regulations.
Yeah, I mean, from a legal standpoint, SEC, I'm just asking this question. If somebody were to invest, 25 grand instead of $500, could they get a free couple days in one of your locations, or is that prohibited from the SEC?
I think it's prohibited. I'd have to talk to the attorney from that. So I can't give you a toaster oven if you want to put up money into TimeToken, right? Those days the banks offering toaster ovens are over, right? So yeah, I'm pretty confident that we can't. But it's something that we would just talk with the attorney over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of other kinds of crowdfunding, Kickstarter,
right.
Put up $250, you get a signed T-shirt, you get this, you get that. It's a whole different kind of crowdfunding, I understand. But,
correct.
So anyway, just talking out loud. But
yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Do you have some initial properties identified as Homerun Properties? Correct.
So like this one that we're standing in right now. So it's maybe about 2 weeks from being finished. We're in the process. They're redoing the pool because that's a big ticket item for people when they come and stay in a vacation rental. We gutted this property. So in a property like this, we're probably about $700 a night in income. So that's 21 grand a month. But if we're really doing good, if we're doing okay in our business, we're getting a 50% occupancy rate. So that's about, a little over 10 grand a month. Or if we're doing better, we might get to 75%, so we could get 10 to 15 grand a month on an $850,000 investment. That's a pretty good return on a piece of real estate. That's better than a 12% return before cost.
Yeah. Gotcha. And so you've got some initial properties, you got a track record, you've got your clearance and some compliance with the SEC. Congratulations on that, by the way. I'm very familiar with the whole equity crowdfunding world.
Okay.
I have a TV show that I might be able to get you involved with that's doing equity crowdfunding segments, and
awesome.
Could give you some good exposure.
Yep.
So, separate and apart from this interview that we're doing now, let's come up with it. So you have a business plan and
yes.
and everything put together.
Yep.
PowerPoint.
Yeah, we had to put that all together when we were going through getting everything approved with the SEC or registered.
Okay. I typically have because I've taken some other real estate pitches here on Pitch Investors Live. I'm not your type for real estate deals, but I never rule it out. I invest in consumer products and things like that, certain other stocks. But the fact that you've got the Reg CF for crowdfunding taken care of, that's a good thing, because now you're selling stock. You're not just selling an idea. So
correct.
So I like that. I'd love to see all your paperwork, the SEC docs, and I think I also have a good connection. Do you need any kind of social media influencers out there in the neighborhood?
So that's probably the biggest thing that we've run into is advertising, because we've got the spin of the cryptocurrency has become difficult. For a while, Facebook had a ban on that. Now they brought that back, and we can start to advertise on that, but it's a little hairy. Influencers is the biggest thing, and it's interesting is when you try to talk to some of these influencers, if you don't have a huge following, they're really not interested in talking to you. But if I had a huge following, I wouldn't need to talk to them. It's kind of interesting. So we've reached out to quite a few of influencers and got just stonewalled. So that would be a major help to us.
I've got somebody in your neck of the woods. He was a former MLB pitcher, real estate guy, actually.
Cool.
May have run into him before, but I'm gonna make some good introductions. I'm gonna see if I can get you on a TV show. I'm gonna take a look at your deck, make whatever other connections I can, and I'm gonna steer you in the right direction with any potential real estate investors that are in my network. And I think it sounds like you're off to the races. You got to get more traction on your page, probably, because you started out, you got to 25,000. Is it kind of stopped then, or you kind of flat now?
It definitely flatlined out from there. It was exciting at the beginning.
We got to help you get that kicked up again.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So they'll give you all my details to get everything out to me. And I'm going to be in Phoenix in August. Maybe we can hook up and see if we can put something together here. Okay.
We'll get you an opening in one of our properties.
Okay, buddy. All right.
I
appreciate it.
Kevin.
Thank you. And I want to say this. I've taken a lot of pitches. There's if I've taken, I've taken tens of thousands of pitches. There's only a handful that have gone through the compliance level of the SEC like you have. So I want to hand it to you. That is not an easy process. Congratulations. This takes you a notch above tens of thousands of other people that are out there. For me as an investor, it notifies me that what you've got the SEC has already said it's in compliance, it
Right.
puts me in a whole different comfort level. And I just want to say, good job. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Take
All
care.
right. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
See you. Bye.
All right, bye.